On the news, anger trails increase in pump price of petrol nationwide. Nigeria and China agree on financial intelligence cooperation action against terrorism. And Nigeria police says Britain snubs invitations over alleged terrorism financing, evades arrest. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Atikun. The increase in the price of premium motor spirits, better known as petrol, has triggered widespread anger across the nation amid the current severe economic hardship citizens grapple with. On Tuesday, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited increased prices at the pump from around 610 naira per litre to 855 naira per litre or more. For many, the latest measure has reduced the budget even further. TV 360 Sydney Okafor, who spoke to residents in Lagos, completes the report.
The latest increase, which took effect just 2 days after the company acknowledged owing suppliers approximately $6.8 billion, has triggered widespread condemnation across various sections of Nigerians. Against the backdrop of a new increase in petrol price, marketers have adopted a wide range of price differentials nationwide, with petrol stations owned by Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited among the highest pump price, while many outlets are still without the commodity. Moving across Lagos filling stations have displayed different prices for products as queue remain. Meanwhile, independent marketers sell in batches to motorists as well as those buying in gallon at a pump price of 950 naira per litre and above. The situation has also fueled a thriving black market, with a litre selling for as high as 150 naira in some locations.
This one na wahala. Na wahala, you know, since I dey here. Na wahala to get this fuel, you know, they're easy. They go pursue you, they go hit you, go talk, you go fight before you get them. This one I say I must get it. That's when I fight. They fight and I don't get small. That's why I put one for my motor and the one go reserve against tomorrow, because nobody know how tomorrow go be. Yes, and I saw wahala day. What thing we go do? Me, I know, I don't tire.
President and all the House of Rep to look into it so that they should reduce this suffering. It's too much. People are dying, people are complaining, people sick, people having baby. Yesterday, somebody just enter house, they make it rest. He no wake up again. Because of what? He go find fuel, he no see. He drive a motor, come back house, come back. Now so he waka go. So we just pray for God to help us, because now water don't pass Gary.
I've been here for the past 2 hours. Look at me inside sun. There's not even food for me to taste since morning. No money. All the money we have is to buy fuel. After buying the fuel, if you are not strong enough and grace of God, you will not even see the money that you use and buy fuel before you look for more fuel again.
This morning, as that fuel spoil, you go queue for Ilesik. They no sell them. They say don't finish. We don't come here since more than 1 hour now. We dey here. That's why we just want to enter now. From me for 20,000 for no reach Shogule, no reach Shoshoji. The thing we go shop say I never see them since morning. My pikin dey house, wife dey there. They go shop, nothing. Please make them pity us, please.
This price hike coincides with the commencement of the petrol supply by Dangote Refinery. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has demanded an immediate reversal of the hike in fuel price announced by the NNPCL, saying the hike has worsened the misery of Nigerians. Sydney Okafor, TV 360, Lagos.
The sudden increase in the pump price of petrol has sparked widespread concern about its potential effect on Nigeria's economy and citizens amid the current economic crisis. While faulting the latest measure by the Nigerian government, economist Mukta Mohammed, who spoke exclusively to TV 360 Nigeria, emphasized on that the surge in fuel prices will drive inflation even higher and subsequently increase costs of transportation amid a reduction in living wages. He, however, highlighted the potential role of the Dangote refinery in stabilizing petrol supply and prices in the long term, noting that as more local refineries come on board, competition could help bring prices down.
My fears is that if we are not able to stabilize the exchange rate, which has been the key driver of inflation, and that's one thing we must know. The key driver of inflation in Nigeria has been the exchange rate. And then if we are able to stabilize the exchange rate, since about 40% of demand for FS comes through the importation of refined petroleum products, that 40% will be off. And then you see that then we will be able to use that to fight inflation. So then what that means exchange rate comes down, then most of the goods that are important to this country, their fees will come down. Then even the tariff that they charge will come down. So that will make goods cheaper. Then in terms of transportation, that's where the challenge will be. Now, how much gain will we make in the exchange rate stability compared to what we gain also in the area of high cost of transportation? But like the government, even if we have been waiting like forever, saying that CNG buses will still be available. So if those CNG buses comes in, because over a year now they promised it has not come in. So definitely, if it comes in, then that will be able to throw down inflation in one way or the other. But if we are not doing any of this, if the hike in petrol price does not lead to stability in the exchange rate and it's the dollar gaining, I mean the stability in the exchange rate and the lowering the lowering of the exchange rate between the naira and the dollar, then we have a big problem in our hands with this hike in petroleum product. Also, we'll be able to know the right amount of fuel that we consume with this idea of this amount. So Dangote will be able to get that. We discourage smuggling outside the shop this country because Dangote itself said their main priority is to provide also not only for Nigeria, for Sub-Saharan Africa. So most people would prefer to get directly from the source than getting from the middlemen. That is another area that it will help. And also it will help in the area of job creation. Those are the positivity.
Nigeria and China have agreed to enhance international cooperation on financial intelligence to fight money laundering and other financial crimes. The joint statement was made on Tuesday after a meeting of both leaders of both countries. According to the joint statement, both nations have agreed to international cooperation on financial intelligence against money laundering and terrorist financing and support separate efforts to maintain order in financial and foreign exchange markets. TV360's Victoria Akonde completes the report.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu is in China on the invitation of President Xi Jinping for a state visit amid efforts to enhance bilateral relations and strengthen economic ties between both countries through several agreements and memoranda of understanding signed by both nations. Both are committed to stepping up protection of lawful rights and interests of each other's citizens on their territories and to create a favorable business environment for each other's companies.
Peace, stability, security in West Africa is very, very crucial. Nigeria remains committed to our economic development, forthright, non-aligned, and we are on the path to economic reforms that will engender growth. We believe that you have reformed the Chinese economy, and our program too is on that course. I am a reformer.
In addition to financial intelligence cooperation, both countries have agreed to deepen cooperation on infrastructure connectivity, with China pledging to support Nigeria's domestic infrastructure construction, including transportation, ports and free trade zones.
Countries connecting people, connecting economies through rail, through road, through electricity lines, through fiber optic cabling, so that trade will flourish, so that there will be easier movement of goods, of people, of services. This is the Chinese approach, and this is something also that fits directly into Nigeria's aspirations and Africa's aspirations.
The joint statement also highlights the importance of regional and monetary cooperation, encouraging flexible and diverse cooperation such as local currency swaps to facilitate trade between China and Nigeria and contribute to global financial stability.
The Chinese side have indicated interest as part of the cooperation agreement to buy more from Nigeria, to import more from Nigeria, so that our trade can grow and be balanced, right? Solid minerals, gas and methanol development, agricultural produce, as well as undertaking to support with training for our young ones, or scholarships and bilateral trainings that will help us progress development.
Both leaders believe their strengthened strategic cooperation will propel a new dynamic for China-Africa relations in the new era and lead the Global South in enhanced development. Victoria Akonde, TV360 Lagos.
In security, the Nigerian Police Force says Andrew Wine, the British national who was declared wanted for alleged subversion activities and terrorism financing, has refused to turn himself in for questioning. The development comes after Wine had on Monday expressed willingness to appear for questioning. Addressing a news conference in Abuja on Tuesday, the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the Briton was invited several times by the police to answer questions on the allegations leveled against him, but refused to honor the invitations. Adejobi added that after turning down several invitations, Wine fled the country to evade arrest. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Bar Association has offered free legal representation to #NBAD governance protesters with court cases across the country. President of the NBA, Afam Osigwe, who announced this on his X handle on Wednesday, also directed NBA branches to monitor legal proceedings against protesters across the country. According to him, this will ensure that no defendant suffers injustice. 9 of the protesters are remanded in Kuje Correctional Center after being charged with treason, while the court ordered the remand of the only female among them in the Suleja Correctional Facility. In its transformative journey aimed at uplifting the lives of women across communities, the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, CALSO, has reiterated its commitment to the development of women in their chosen fields. Chairman of the association and wife of Lagos State Governor Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance at the 2024 National Women's Conference in Ikeja on Tuesday, September 3. According to her, the move will serve as a roadmap for enhancing women's economic empowerment in Nigeria. She says the main goal of the policy is to accelerate structural reforms and prioritize sector-specific interventions necessary to promote the full participation and success of women and girls in Nigeria's dynamic economy.
How do we complement what our husbands are doing? It is not a case of fine face, no brain. It's a case of beauty and brains go together. And so we are here to complement all the efforts of our husbands, and also to ensure that women are found in places of decision-making, policy-making, ensuring that the home front, which is very important, that we do our moral duties, but at the same time, lifting other women up. Quite a number of us here have some potential that they themselves don't even know. But when we form ourselves into smaller committees, we now discover our strengths. And that is why today we have taken the opportunity to come to Badagry to tell the people in Badagry that we'll be having our conference, the 24th edition of our conference, which is a National Women's Conference, in which Women will be coming from all over Nigeria, and it will be shown live virtually, so you have women participating all over the world. It is a conference that will enrich their knowledge. One of the things we ensure in council is knowledge empowerment. Apart from empowering them with sewing machine and fridge, freezer, provision and the likes, we also want to empower women with knowledge. Knowledge, they say, is power. So once our women are equipped with knowledge, we become very powerful. We'll be able to assist our men when they are taking decisions that will move our country forward.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, Uganda's Bobby Wine recovering after altercation with police. Stay with us for details.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
When you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Let's take you through our top stories. The increase in the price of premium motor spirits, better known as petrol, has triggered widespread anger across the nation amid the current severe economic hardship. On Tuesday, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited increased prices at the pump from around 610 naira per litre to 855 naira per litre or more. The price hike coincides with the commencement of petrol supply by the Dangote refinery, with the NNPCL as sole off-taker of the product in the country. In response, the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has demanded an immediate reversal of the hike in fuel price, saying the measure has worsened the misery of Nigerians. We also informed you that Nigeria and China have agreed to enhance international cooperation on financial intelligence to fight money laundering and other financial crimes. The joint statement was made on Tuesday after a meeting of the leaders of both countries. According to the joint statement, both nations have agreed to international cooperation on financial intelligence against money laundering and terrorist financing and support separate efforts to maintain order in financial and foreign exchange markets. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. For more stories in the world of business, Okoyemi Owosheni is on standby with the latest. Over to you, Okoyemi.
Thank you, Simisola, and welcome to Business News. The organized private sector has welcomed the plan by the Nigerian government to withdraw taxes on food items, house rent, and public transportation. The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy, Taiwo Yedele, who discloses during an interview with newsmen, says the proposal is expected to be signed by President Bola Tinubu soon before being sent to the National Assembly for incorporation into the country's tax laws. He explained that the proposal includes the exemption of value-added tax on food, public transportation, house rent, and other necessities critical to the well-being of citizens. Reacting to this planned step towards moderating prices, top economist Muda Yusuf called for swift implementation to ensure the intended benefit for the economy.
It's a very good idea. I mean, withdrawing taxes on food, that will make food products cheaper. I mean, and it's not just food items directly. They are mainly intermediate products for food processing. Because I've had people say that it's rice that will be imported. It is not polished rice that will be imported. It is rice paddy, but rice that is semi-processed, that will now be imported by those who have rice mills and processed, for the final consumer into finished goods. And some intermediate products like wheat, with the flour millers use. This is the kind of thing that will enjoy the tax or import duty waiver. So it is good at least to be able to moderate prices. And government has said that it's something that will last for, I think, 6 months or so that we don't have a situation where it affects local production. But generally, I think it's a very good it's a step in the right direction. But it's very important that we implement it very quickly. Up till now, the implementation has not commenced. So the bureaucracy needs to be more, they need to be more up and doing. They need to step up to ensure expeditious implementation of government policy. The implementation pace is too slow.
Still in the world of business, total global air cargo ton kilometers has increased by 13.6% from January to July 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. According to the International Air Transport Associations, this is the 8th consecutive month of double-digit growth, with overall levels reaching heights not seen since the record peaks of 2021. Reacting to the report, IATA's Director General Willie Walsh, air cargo business continued to benefit from growth in global trade, booming e-commerce and capacity constraints on maritime shipping. We'll go on a short break and be back with stock market reports. Welcome back. Nigeria's equities market has recorded its first bearish closing for the week on Wednesday, reducing slightly by 0.35%, with the market capitalization at 55.46 trillion. Now on the losing side, Ohando had the biggest drop, with a 10% decrease ending at 81 naira 90 kobo per share. It was followed closely by the initiatives. Now at the end of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a total of 398 million volumes of shares were traded in 12,039 deals, totaling a market value of over 8 billion naira. Now, global stocks saw a similar trend, with the UK FTSE and Japan's Nikkei remaining weak, while the US Dow Jones performed well as the dollar weakened after US job openings suggested a cooling labor market to close at 0.059%. Now, in the foreign exchange markets, the naira saw a sharp decline against the US dollar, trading at 1,645 naira on the black market. The British pound is also valued at 2,160 naira, but the naira stood against the euro at 1,800 naira. Well, that's it on both business and stock market report. Back to you, Simisola, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much. And on the foreign scene, Ugandan opposition leader Bobby Wine, who has emerged as the most formidable opponent of President Yoweri Museveni, is due to undergo surgery to remove fragments from his leg after an altercation with police. Wine's party, the National Unity Platform, says the pop star turned politician was hit by a tear gas canister initially thought to be a bullet while on his way to visit his lawyers in Bolindo on Tuesday. Footage shared on social media by journalists who were at the scene showed the 42-year-old opposition leader being helped from a building with a bleeding injury from his left shin. A statement by the police reveals an investigation will be conducted to clarify the facts of the incident. Still on the foreign scene, Ukraine's foreign minister has tendered his resignation, the country's parliamentary speaker announced on Wednesday, marking the latest major change in Kyiv's leadership amid the largest government shakeup since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. The 43-year-old was the best-known face of Ukraine overseas, meeting leaders around the world and lobbying for military and political support in fluent English. More resignations and appointments are expected over the coming days after 5 ministers stepped down on Tuesday. President Volodymyr Zelensky says changes to the government are necessary to achieve the results required by Ukraine. And on sports, Nigeria's under-18 men's basketball team, the Junior Tigers, have eventually secured visas to South Africa for the 2024 Afro-Basket and have made the trip in time before their first game on Wednesday. The head of delegation, Ugo Udezwe, confirmed the latest development. There were widespread concerns on Sunday when the Nigeria Basketball Federation raised alarms over the squad's inability to get their entry visas from the South African consulate in Abuja. Finalists of the FIBA Under-18 Afrobasket 2024 in South Africa will represent Africa in 2025 at the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup in Switzerland. And 2 French rugby players have returned home nearly 2 months after being arrested and charged with rape while on tour with the national team in Argentina. They were released from detention into house arrest on July 17 and freed under supervision last month. Ugo Ovadu and Oscar Jehu were alleged to have raped and beaten a 39-year-old woman and held her against her will after meeting her in a nightclub in Mendoza in July. The men denied the accusation, saying relations with the woman had been consensual. Well, that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.